Frontline Updates, where we delve deep into military strategies and updates from conflict zones. Today, we're discussing the progress of the ongoing special military operation as of November 10, 2024. I'm your host, Sharifah Muhammad MGT.
I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an Infantry Officer. Southern Group advanced into deeper enemy defenses in Donetsk, overpowering several Ukrainian brigades and repelling a counterattack, resulting in substantial Ukrainian casualties and the destruction of several military assets, including U.S.-made M113 and M119 artillery.
Welcome to Frontline Updates podcast. Today, we're joined by Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer responsible for leading ground missions and combined armed forces in the field. He's here to provide us with an update on the special military operation as of November 10, 2024. Colonel, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I'm here to provide today's briefing on the ongoing developments and operations.
Let's dive in. Could you begin by summarizing the key actions in the northern region?
Yes. In the Kharkov direction, our North Group of forces inflicted significant losses on the 22nd Mechanized Brigade of the Ukrainian Armed Forces and foreign mercenary forces. This operation focused on areas like Bachkovo, Maly Prokody, and Kazakya Lopan. Ukrainian forces suffered around 50 casualties, with additional losses in equipment, including vehicles and D-30 howitzers.
It sounds like the northern sector has seen steady gains. What about the Western Group?
In the Western sector, our forces have strengthened their tactical positions and targeted several Ukrainian brigades, including the 14th, 60th, and 63rd Mechanized Brigades, along with territorial defense forces and even foreign forces from the Ukrainian Foreign Legion. We estimate Ukrainian casualties at around 490 servicemen, with additional losses in armored vehicles and artillery. Moreover, 3 field ammunition depots were neutralized, which impacts their resupply capabilities.
Moving to the south, it appears that there's been some advancement there as well. Can you tell us more?
Yes, in the southern region, we've pushed deeper into enemy defenses. We've encountered and defeated formations from multiple Ukrainian brigades, including the 24th and 54th Mechanized and the 35th Marine Brigade. Our southern group managed to repel a counterattack by the 77th Airmobile Brigade, leading to the loss of 640 Ukrainian troops and significant military assets, such as the M113 armored personnel carriers and Gvozdika self-propelled artillery units. 3 Ukrainian ammunition depots were also destroyed in these operations.
The center front sounds like it's seen intense action as well. Can you break down the developments in that area?
The Center Group achieved a significant milestone by liberating the settlement of Volchenko in the Donetsk region. We engaged and defeated units from the 53rd and 100th Mechanized Brigades and the 152nd Jaeger Brigade, alongside other units in areas like Myrolyubovka and Krasnoarmysk. Our forces also repelled 10 Ukrainian counterattacks, resulting in approximately 460 enemy casualties, the destruction of a tank, and various artillery pieces. Additionally, we neutralized a workshop producing unmanned aerial vehicles.
That's substantial. And how about in the eastern direction? Any notable updates there?
In the east, our forces have made progress along the forward edge and have secured advantageous positions. We engaged units from the 58th Motorized Infantry and 33rd Mechanized Brigades, defeating them and repelling several counterattacks. Ukrainian losses in this area totaled 105 personnel, alongside the destruction of key artillery systems and vehicles, including a HIMARS launcher.
Thank you for those updates on each sector. I understand that the DNEPR group has been active in the Zaporizhia and Kherson regions. Could you elaborate on their actions?
The Dnieper Group engaged the 31st Mechanized and 128th Mountain Assault Brigades of Ukraine, resulting in the loss of 50 Ukrainian servicemen and critical artillery assets, including the Bogdana and M777 howitzers. An ammunition depot was also successfully neutralized.
Shifting to the air front, how have the aerial and artillery operations been progressing?
Our operational tactical aviation, strike drones, missile troops, and artillery units have been targeting Ukrainian military airfield infrastructure, storage sites for UAVs, and energy facilities tied to Ukraine's military-industrial complex. Air defenses were particularly effective, taking down multiple aerial threats, including HIMARS projectiles and UAVs.
What can you tell us about the defensive measures in the Kursk region, specifically against Ukrainian incursions?
In the Kursk region, our forces remain vigilant and have successfully repelled numerous Ukrainian incursions. Over 11 counterattacks were turned back, with substantial losses inflicted on Ukrainian units, including tanks and armored vehicles.
We've received reports of a Ukrainian drone attack on Russian civilian infrastructure. Can you clarify what occurred? What is known about the drone attack on Moscow?
Early today, Ukrainian forces launched a large-scale UAV assault on civilian infrastructure, primarily aiming at the Moscow region. Thanks to our air defense and electronic warfare units, we neutralized these threats. We intercepted or suppressed all 84 UAVs, although debris from several downed UAVs caused fires in residential areas and injuries to 5 civilians. The first reports of UAV destruction appeared around 9 a.m. By that time, 2 drones had been shot down. A few minutes later, 2 more were shot down, all in the Ramenskoye urban district. By 9 o'clock, about 13 more drones had been shot down in Ramenki, Domodedovo, Kolomna, and Sofiino, as well as near Zhukovsky. Another half hour later, the number of downed drones increased to 25. By 10 a.m., this number had increased to 32. The drones used for the raid are presumably PD-1/PD-2. Apparently, their flight parameters have been changed compared to previous attacks. Now the flight altitude does not exceed 20 to 25 meters.
Before we conclude, Colonel, what are the next steps as the operation progresses in Kurakovo?
A number of foreign analysts believe that the Russian army may soon cut off the salient formed behind the cascade of villages to the southeast of Kurakovo. About 8 small settlements with strongholds dug around them are currently standing in the way of the East Group. If neighboring units manage to get to the rear of the Ukrainian armed forces and neutralize the resistance of the Ukrainian army in this area, then the road to Kurakovo from the south will be open. It is exactly 7 kilometers from Uspanovka to the Yezhny microdistrict.
Colonel, thank you for providing such a detailed briefing on the current military situation. Your insights are invaluable to our understanding of the conflict's dynamics. And thank you to our listeners for tuning in. Join us next time as we continue to provide up-to-date coverage on global military affairs. Stay with us for more updates and expert analyses on global defense and security issues. Stay informed, stay secure.
Thank you for having me. The Israeli army has carried out 3 massacres against families in the Gaza Strip, resulting in 51 deaths and 164 injuries among those who arrived at hospitals in the past 24 hours. Since October 7, 2023, the death toll from Israeli aggression has risen to 43,603, with a total of 102,929 people wounded.